Welcome to Lesson 3, Experimental Instrumentation in Online Education, our exploration of learning analytics and its transformative potential in education. By turning educational research into a data-driven science, institutions can make evidence-based decisions that significantly enhance learning outcomes. The primary approach in learning analytics is exploratory descriptive data analysis. This method focuses on representing the current state of teaching and learning processes within specific contexts. These processes can be analyzed at various levels, including individuals, clusters, or entire populations of students and teachers within a school, type of school, region, or even nation. Experimental research plays a crucial role in identifying causal relationships between factors in education. It incorporates elements of quantitative research, aiming to understand how one factor influences another. Experimental research uses specific designs to test these relationships. The most common designs include the 2-group, 4-group, and 1-group experimental designs. In experimentation, researchers introduce and control an independent factor known as the experimental stimulus to observe its effect on the outcome. For example, changing the teaching method of mathematics in a class to see if it improves learning outcomes. This independent factor is also referred to as the experimental factor. Unlike standard research, where data collection aims to minimize interference with reality, experimentation seeks to control as many factors as possible. The goal is to isolate the effect of the independent factor and reduce the impact of disturbance factors. Experimentation is often conducted in controlled environments, which can range from classrooms and communities to online platforms. The key is that these environments must be controllable, even if they are not artificial. In educational sciences, experimentation usually takes place in real-world settings, schools, education centers, and training facilities, often using technological tools to identify service improvements and validate theoretical ideas. A true experimental design requires complete control over all factors, including the experimental stimulus and any disturbance factors. If total control is not possible, the research is referred to as a quasi-experimental design. Randomized controlled trials, RCTs, are the gold standard for determining the effectiveness of an intervention. What sets RCTs apart is the use of a randomly identified control group, allowing researchers to measure the intervention's effectiveness by comparing it to what would have happened if no changes were made. Key to RCTs is the random assignment of individuals or institutions to different groups, each receiving different interventions. This randomization is crucial for the accuracy and reliability of the study. Here's a summary of the 9 phases involved in conducting an RCT, illustrating the meticulous process behind this powerful research method. 1. Identify 2 or more interventions to compare, like old and new policy, different variants of a policy. 2. Determine exactly what outcome the policy aims to achieve and how it will be measured during the experiment. 3. Decide on the unit of randomization into intervention and control groups, individuals, institutions, or geographical administrative areas. 4. Determine the number of units, such as people, institutions, or areas, needed to obtain statistically significant results. 5. Assign randomization units to each of the interventions using a robust randomization method. 6. Start interventions for assigned recipients. 7. Measure results and evaluate the effect of interventions. 8. Adapt your intervention taking into account the results obtained. 9. Return to point 1 to continue improving. The goal of testing an intervention is to ensure robust measures are in place to assess its effectiveness. Learning refers to identifying what works and determining whether the effect is significant enough to justify the costs. Adaptation involves using these learnings to refine the intervention for improved results in the field. A randomized controlled trial, or RCT, is a powerful experimental study where participants are randomly assigned to one of 2 groups: the experimental group, which receives the treatment, and the control or comparison group. Both groups are monitored over time, with specific outcomes measured to determine the treatment's effectiveness. Because the groups are identical, except for the treatment, any significant differences in outcomes can be attributed to the intervention. Thank you for joining me. The module will continue in part 2.